All right, so let's take some inventory here. Let's stop and talk about what we have so far. So as you can see, I'm currently logged into my Linux system, and you can see that I'm in a bash folder I just created for this, and I have 2 scripts in here. So we're going to go through these, and we're going to talk about what they do and kind of understand them. So the first one is called simple. And as you can see, we want to get the shell of the username Dave. So it's a little bit gross. I'm going to explain why it's gross. But we're going to cat etc password. We're going to pipe grep for Dave. And we're going to cut based on the colon and get field 7, right? So let's go ahead and do that. If we run 00 simple, hey, there we go. That's awesome. If we look at the next script, hopefully that first script made sense because we're going to look at the next script and I'm going to spend some time explaining this. Okay, so let's talk about this and we're going to go through it line by line and explain what's happening here. So the first thing we do is we make an associative array called shells, a brand new variable called shells. Now we loop over every single line of etc password. So we're looping over it, and look at this notation. We can set the IFS just for the duration of this read command, and we can do it in a loop. So we're setting the IFS for this read command to be colon. We're telling read, hey, break these based on colons, giving -r like we always do. We don't want to mangle backslashes. And then we can name every variable we give the command. So the read command has a variable name, pass, UID, GID, all this stuff. So now we can loop over it and we can just do work. We can just say like echo found user name. And then we could, let's say, continue here. What continue does is bring it right back to the beginning of the loop. This is no different than continue in other languages. So this code down here is not going to run. I'm not going to talk about that code yet. Let's go ahead and just run this script right now. Found user root, found user nobody, found all this stuff. And Dave has shell blank because it still ran the bottom even though nothing happened yet. As a reminder, here's what the etc password file looks like. So that's cool. We were able to extract this out because the read command can break things based on these characters. We don't need cut, we don't need sed, we don't need awk. We can just do it with bash built-ins. So let's go ahead and do this. I do have a line here to skip comments. There were no comments in my etc password file, which is nice, but some do. Some are allowed to have comments. So this skips them. The way we skip them is checking, does name start with a £sign? So notice that it's quoted. Otherwise, bash would think that you're commenting this out. So we quote that £sign, that octothorpe, that hash mark, whatever you want to call it. And then we put a star here, meaning it has to start with that, but could literally be anything. If it matches that, then we continue, meaning we're just going to skip over comments. Then we store every shell we see for every user. So we do a key value. The key is the name of the user, and the value is their shell. So now we want to see what shell Dave has. We can just do shells Dave. There you go. That's easy. So if we run this, we can see that Dave has the shell bin bash. The nice thing about it is we got everyone's shell here. So we could do declare -p shells. And if we run this, we can see, oh, look, there's every single person's shell. It's not the prettiest output, but there we go. That's everybody's shell. Dude, it's like a windstorm outside. It is nuts. I am afraid to go outside when this is all done and see what's broken. Now, it must be said, you can use bash to get all this information, but you don't need to use bash. If you're going to look up some user shell, I guess ask yourself why you would need that information to begin with. Not in a judging way, just like, why do you need that information? What are you trying to accomplish here? And if you really do need someone's shell, you might want to reach for a tool that can better do this. I think there is the finger command, and you can give it a username, and it will tell you information about them. Or it's not as portable as I thought it was. I thought it'd be on Linux. Is it not? Okay, I'm genuinely surprised by that. I'm going to back out of here. I'm on my Mac now. Finger Dave. There we go. This is what I was expecting. Name, Dave Eddy, shell, this. Tells you a bunch of information about this user. So yeah, I guess this command is not as portable as I thought it was. But yeah, this is what we have so far, and this is how you can use bash built-ins to get that information. So this syntax, I really like this syntax. The while IFS equals :read, because you can name the arguments, you can do all sorts of stuff. You could also optionally put this into an array if you want to. Like, I like naming them, but you could do array, and then everything will be put into an array for you. So array spot 0 would be the name, array spot 1 would be pass, array spot 2 would be UID. Otherwise, we can just name them here. I think this is easier. But yeah, this is a really cool syntax. Definitely something you want to commit to memory. Super useful to have under your belt.